It's morphin' time!
Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Tata with Rangers of Wrestling bringing your Impact Go Home show for Bound for Glory review. Alright, so tonight's Go Home show kicked off with Chris Bahh and Hikuleo on the Bullet Club versus FinJuice. This was a good match. It really was. And the ending had totally did not see coming. I really didn't. So basically, in the end, towards the end, Hikuleo chokeslammed Dave Finlay, and that still wasn't enough for the win. What ended up happening was we got a double pin sequence. Yes, a double pin. Juice Robinson, who was the legal man, by the way, had Hikuleo for a pin, and then Bahh had Philly in for the pin. But see, the whole sequence was that Chris Bahh accidentally knocked the referee down with his feet. So then a new referee came, and that's how this whole situation happened. They couldn't decide who the winner was. One ref was saying it was Juice Robinson, the other was saying it was Chris Bahh. So in the end, they took it to Scott D'Amore, and he said he would make his decision later on in the night. Then we had a sneak peek of a Josh Alexander documentary, which basically detailed his journey as a wrestler as he prepared for his match against Christian Cage on Saturday. They showed the full document, but they showed sneak peeks. I thought it was an amazing documentary. I can't wait to see it. So after that, we had all the participants of the Digital Media Championship in a mixed intergender match. It was John, Skylar, and Tenille Dashwood versus Fallah, Bahh, and Jordynne and Grace versus Crazy Steve and Chelsea Green. This is a decent match. Towards the end, though, Fallah, Bahh attempted to squish Tenille Dashwood, but Skylar saved her, and she's the one who won the match. She pinned Fallah, Bahh, allowing her and John Skylar to pick up the win. It's crazy. What do you guys think of that? So then after that, we had a Rhino segment. But before he can even talk, Heath Slater came out and basically said that Rhino has been confused and that they've been through a lot together, through hell and through high water. So that Heath has been watching, and he hasn't taken his eyes off of Rhino, and he knows that Violent by Design is the reason why Rhino is the way he is. He basically says that he loves Rhino, and that Rhino is his best friend, and that his family misses him, and that his daughters miss Uncle Rhino. And then Violent by Design interrupt. And Eric Young says that Violent by Design is not something you walk away from, and that Rhino made a pact, a promise, and that Violent by Design is Rhino's family now. And Eric Young says that made Rhino into his purest form. And the Heath Slater says that Violent by Design brainwashed Rhino. Now, I think Rhino is going to be Heath Slater's partner at Bound for Glory. I really do think that. But before we get into that, basically he tells Rhino to listen to him and to the people that they love him. Dina knocks Heath with a cheap shot. That looked like it hurt, though. It looked like he was legit out cold. And Rhino by the Design attacks him, and Rhino just picks up Dina with one arm and walks away and leaves Heath Slater in there by himself with Violent by Design. It's crazy. But, I'm curious to see what actually ends up happening there. All right. So then after that, we had your pick your poison match. It was Mickie James versus Savannah Evans. Of course, Savannah Evans showing off her strength. She's a beast. And I really see a big future for Savannah Evans, in the knockouts division. I really do. I think that she and Tasha Steelz are definitely gonna win those knockouts tag titles eventually. Maybe not now, but eventually. So Mickie James ends up winning despite the fact that Deonna Purrazzo came out. Now here's the thing. You guys recall Deonna Purrazzo and Mickie James have a no-touch policy. Otherwise, Deonna would get stripped of her title and Mickie James would lose her shot at Bound for Glory. Well, what ends up happening is Deonna shoves Mickie, or she pokes her basically, and Matthew Rainwatt attacks Mickie and lays her out. Backstage, Scott D'Amore threatens to strip Deonna of the title, but says that he would rather have her lose the title at Bound for Glory and get her ass kicked. And basically says that Matthew cannot be at ringside. So then we get some... Oh, excuse me. We get a backstage segment with the most professional wrestler, Brian Mayers. It's a sad segment because he cut Sam Beal from the group and Manny Lemons. Well, nobody cares about Lemons. At least I didn't. But Sam Beal, oh my god, in the original. Like, I know he cost them the match, but that's the reason they kicked the boy out. I was so sad when that happened because I did not see that coming. Then we get a banger of a match. It was Zayne versus Trey Miguel. Wow, this was definitely my favorite match of the night. If there's one match you had to watch tonight on the Go Home show, it was definitely Zayne versus Trey Miguel. I really like this match. Of course, Trey Miguel with the win. What happens after Trey Miguel won, though? Steve Macklin, who I think is going to win on Saturday, came out and attacked him. Then, of course, Ed Fantasmo from the Bullet Club comes out and attacks Steve Macklin, but he doesn't come alone. He comes with the rest of the Bullet Club, Hikuleo and Chris Bay, and they all lay out Steve Macklin. Oh, yes. Hey. Then we find out that it's going to be a triple threat match at Bound for Glory. It's the Bullet Club versus the Good Brothers versus FinJuice. To be totally honest, I'm actually not disappointed, but kind of, yeah, I guess you could say disappointed with this because, okay, so let's rewind back a little bit. At New Japan Resurgence, which I was at, yes, I was there, the Gorillas of Destiny confronted the Good Brothers. So I kind of thought that maybe the Gorillas of Destiny would be the Good Brothers' opponents at Bound for Glory. But instead we're getting the Bullet Club versus the Good Brothers versus FinJuice. I mean, it's still going to be a good banger of a match. But I was hoping we would get that match. But we didn't. But hey, like I said, I'm still looking forward to this match. So then after this, we get at the end of the night, Josh Alexander comes out and says that in 2 days he would challenge for the title. I actually really enjoyed this segment. A couple of things that caught my attention was when Josh Alexander, or when Christian Cage, I should say, says that he's been in matches that pay-per-views are named after, implying that he's been in TLC matches, and now we have a TLC pay-per-view. And that Josh Alexander says that when Christian Cage came to Impact in 2005, he came with a chip on his shoulder, exactly, to prove that he wasn't just a tag team specialist. And here's another one that caught me. It says, Josh Alexander said, as long as you're cashing checks from a billionaire that owns a different company, you will never be the face of Impact Wrestling. Saying that as long as Christian Cage keeps cashing Vince McMahon's checks, he's never going to be the face of Impact Wrestling. And then a brawl breaks out between them, and security have to come out and break them up. I'm actually pretty excited for Bound for Glory. So, that being said, that's actually the end of the show. So, I would rate tonight's show. Honestly, it was a good show. A really good show. I'm maybe super excited for Bound for Glory. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Bound for Glory or no? Or are you guys... What matches are you guys looking forward to? All right. So now I'm going to do Bound for Glory predictions. And then I do have an announcement. All right. Bound for Glory predictions. So, okay. So the first match on here is John Skylar versus Crazy Steve versus Fallah Bahh versus Jordynne Lynn Grace versus Chelsea Green for... It's a tournament 6-weight match for the Digital Media Championship. Honestly, I could see Tenille Dashwood winning this because she's all about her social media, her selfies. I wouldn't be surprised if she wins this. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Tenille Dashwood. Christian Cage versus Josh Alexander. Come on now. Josh Alexander. He's taking this. Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James. Deonna Purrazzo. She's taking it. She's retaining. Come on. Then we had the Collier's Shot Gauntlet, where the winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year of a championship match of their choosing. So we know Chris Morrissey is the number 20 and Chris Sabin is number 1. My guess of who's winning this match, I'm going to go ahead and say William Morrissey. And it'd be interesting to see if he cashes in for those Impact Tag titles, especially since he says he's not friends with Move. It's just an alliance of convenience. Then we got the Trey Miguel versus Steve Maclin versus El Fantasma in a tournament final 3-way match for the vacant X Division Championship. Who do I see winning this? As much as I would love El Fantasma to win, I honestly think Steve Maclin is taking this. He's undefeated so far in Impact Wrestling. The only way I see Steve Maclin losing is if either Trey Miguel or El Fantasma take the pin. I don't see Steve Maclin getting pinned in this match at all. Then we had DK and Rosemary and Havoc versus the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay. The Inspiration are taking those tag belts off DK, that's for sure, hands down. There's no way the DK is walking out of Bound for Glory with those tag titles. And then at the end, we had the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus FinJuice and the Bullet Club. This one is a little tough to call, simply because I don't know in what direction they're going to go for. But I'm going to go ahead and choose a Bullet Club. Chris Bay and Hikuleo. And the reason why I choose that is because I feel like, they've been a pretty good tag team as of late. So I feel like them winning the tag titles would make the most sense. But what if the Greatest of Destiny still do come out and cost the Good Brothers their tag match? Just crazy. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do, and that's to tune into the show. But I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm going to pick Bullet Club. What? I don't know. All right, so next, I do have an announcement that I want to make. I don't know if you guys know or aware or have been listening, but you guys know Impact Bound for Glory is taking place in Las Vegas. And yours truly is going to Bound for Glory. I'm excited because not only is it my first Impact show, but I am returning to Las Vegas for the second time. And I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait. I'm honestly so hyped for this. It's going to be crazy. It's going to definitely, I am going to be filming a vlog of my experience there, and I would definitely be going live from downtown Las Vegas. And I'm actually leaving Saturday morning and coming back Sunday morning. More on that later. But, I am going to be at the show. I don't know exactly where I'm going to be sitting, but I definitely would be posting updates. So make sure you're following me on Twitter at @Tenille_, so you can see updates of where I'm at and on my travels. And make sure you subscribe to Rangers of Wrestling so that you can keep an eye out on my blog. All right, well, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live. And I might see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.